Teaching English to adult students can be challenging for some English teachers. So, as a teacher, we face some difficulties while teaching process. According to some researchers, the best age to start learning foreign languages begins from 5 or 6. But if students want to learn English in their 18, it can be difficult for them. So adult students need language they can use immediately. First, teachers should start teaching with a simple sentence or practical chunks. For example, greeting can be the best option. For example, hello, how are you, nice to meet you. Second, it can be classroom language. For example, I don't understand you, can you repeat it? Or do you have a question related to our lesson, or do you have a question to your classmate? And third one, it can be simple speaking tasks, like introduce yourself, describe a person you admire, or describe your favorite season. Last one, it's the daily needs. For example, ordering foods, shopping, or doctor appointment. Teachers should teach language with the help of short sentences, not single words. Phrases will help our students to learn language more quickly and more fluently, and they can communicate faster. We know that while teaching English, we first should start from teaching grammar rules. The grammatical rules are totally different from English and Azerbaijani language. So it's very difficult for our students to learn English grammar immediately. And we have some tips for our students, and it will help them to learn English more easily. For example, teachers should start to teach grammatical rules with the context, not rules. Complicated grammatical rules can be difficult for our students to learn English immediately, and it will be difficult for beginner level students to understand language. If we want to teach tense forms, for example, we should start simple tense forms like present simple, past simple, or future simple. Grammar should always connect to communication. For example, we can ask them to talk about their daily routine in present simple or past simple, like I wake up at 6 o'clock, I brush my teeth, and so on. And we know that while teaching process, we should teach our students 4 skills together. It is listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. And as an English teacher, I divide the skills into 2 parts. First, I start from listening and speaking skills, and second, it's reading and writing skills. Let's start from listening skills. Listening skills sometimes can be difficult for our students because it's difficult for them to guess what they hear. For this, I have some techniques. For example, listen and repeat. We can ask to our students to repeat after us. For example, open the door, open the window, and we can ask them to repeat it. Short audio clips and short films with subtitles. These 2 techniques are the best options for beginner level students, and it will help them to learn English like a native speakers, and it will help them to speak like a native speakers. Listen and translate, listen and imitate. We can use this in our own speech, or we can use it from short video clips or like simple musics. Role play and dialects. For example, we can divide our students into 2 groups, and we can ask them to make a role play or dialects like at the shop, at the doctor appointment, or at the restaurant. And simple group discussion is the most important part of teaching listening skills. For example, we can divide our group students into 4 groups, and we can give them a topic like interesting for them, and they can make a discussion, and this discussion can be debate-like discussion, and it will help them to use language more effectively. And some commands like stand up, open the door, point the chair can be the best choice for beginner level students. And also listen to the directions and find a place on a simple map, or tick the correct name or pictures, or listen to the weather report and feel in the temperature for Monday and Tuesday. So there I have some strategies like songs and chants. We can use simple songs to practice pronunciation, and listen to the songs and feel the missing key vocabulary can be beneficial for students while learning listening process, and it will help them to their future life for passing some exams like IELTS exam. So our second skill is speaking skill. Speaking skill must be low stressed and focused on fluency and accuracy. And some students don't want to speak in a foreign language because there are several reasons, and it can be difficult for them to overcome these reasons. First, for example, they are afraid of misunderstandings or being a target of smile. The second one, they may understand the language, but they can hesitate to speak a foreign language. And university students always compare themselves with their peers, and it increases anxiety among students. They may know grammar, but struggle to find correct words or correct sentence structure while speaking language. University classes may focus on exams rather than communication. It's the main process in our today's world. Because while teaching process, teachers and students only focus on passing their semester exams, and it's the main barrier for our students to learn foreign language, because they only focus to learn the language for passing their exam, and it makes them not to communicate, but also only for exam process. And students may worry about to find correct sentence structure, and also there can be difficulties in understanding spoken language, and students only think in their native language rather than second language. For example, if we have a chance to make such an experience, and if we say our students to sing their daily routine only their second language or target language, after 6 or 7 months they will be great improvement on their speech, and they will speak more fluent. And stress, perfectionism or shyness can block speaking. For example, I have some students and they are very shy, and they don't want to speak in front of their group students, and they need a private area for speaking and to improve their speaking skills as well. And I have some strategies, and it will help our students to overcome to these difficulties while speaking process. First, it's repetition or drill. For example, repeat vocabulary or short phrases after the teacher. It's like a listening skills, as we mentioned before. Simple dialogues can be beneficial. For example, hello, what's your name? My name is Anne, or something like this. Role plays and information gaps. Students has a picture and 2 pictures, and students should compare these 2 pictures and should find differences between these pictures. So students interview each other about their weekend plans, about their daily routines, about their university lives, and they must use present continuous or present simple, and it will help them not only to speak but also to use correct grammatical rules while speaking. Second one, it's our reading skills. Reading skills can be difficult for students because of limited vocabulary. Students may not recognize enough words to understand the meaning of the text. Also some unknown words can make comprehension very hard. They often skip words or guess meaning incorrectly, or long or complex sentence structure can be difficult for our students to understand the meaning of the text which they read. And also poor reading strategies and low motivation or interest to the text. And I have some strategies which will help our students, especially beginner level and elementary level students, to understand the meaning of the text and to understand the text as well. For example, first it can be look at the title, pictures or headings and predict what the text is about. For example, if we want to give a text to our medical students, and if the text is related to computer engineering, it will be difficult for our students to understand the meaning of the text. So we can give the text to our students which are suitable for their profession as well. The second is, what do you know about this topic? Can you explain it with your own sentence? We can teach key vocabulary before the reading process. This key vocabulary will help them to understand the meaning of the text easily. Then we can use pictures, gestures, real objects while teaching process. And we can use skimming and scanning while reading, and it will help them their future life as well. And it will help them to understand the meaning quickly and easily. Students should read quickly for main ideas, and they will understand the main idea of the text as well. Teacher can break the text into small parts and paragraphs, and we can divide our students into the groups, and we can give these paragraphs to these groups, and they should read these paragraphs. They should translate these paragraphs and understand the meaning of paragraphs, and they can explain the main essence of these paragraphs in their own words. And if it will help them to improve the group work and to improve the understanding on the text. And students should highlight keywords, new words, main ideas and phrases. And we can choose interesting, short and level appropriate text. For example, if we will give the advanced or intermediate level text to beginner level students, it will be very difficult for them to understand the meaning of the text, to translate the text, and also to guess the main essence of the text as well. Our last, it's writing, its difficulties and solutions of the writings. First, let's start from the difficulties of writing process. Students don't know enough words to express their idea in a written form. They repeat the simple words, phrases or sentence while writing process. And students know what they want to say in their native language, but they cannot translate it to the target language. It's the main barrier while writing process. Writing may be incomplete or confusing because they confuse the grammatical rules, sentence structures while writing process. As I said, there can be some grammatical mistakes, incomplete sentence structures. Mistake in tense forms, word orders, or prepositions or articles, and it will make the sentence difficult to understand for teachers and also for their classmates as well. Students don't know how to start, how to connect sentence, or how to finish sentence. Also, they can struggle to find ideas about the topics. Students make word-for-word translations. Students don't write enough to develop their fluency as well. Students don't know what they did wrong and how to improve their writings. And also students may feel writing so difficult and avoid practice. So in this stage, teachers should help to their students. First, it's to give correct feedback to our students, and it will help them to correct their writing skills. And here I have solution to this process. First, we should use mind maps. It will help them to find appropriate ideas while writing the task. Enough writing for communication. Encourage writing for communication, not for perfectionism. We should highlight the progress of our students as to give correct feedback to our students. We cannot only mention to their errors. We should teach our students to sing only English. For example, they sing in their native language, and it's difficult for them to translate it to English or to target language. For example, we can use writing activities, fun writing activities like role play, podcast, or interesting stories related to their daily life. We should encourage our students to self-correction and peer feedbacks. We should start from short sentence, then we can move to short paragraphs, and it will help them to improve writing as well. We should use common vocabulary. And daily 5 or 10 minutes daily practice can help our students to become a perfect students while writing process. And we should teach punctuation rules step by step to our students, because there are some differences between Azerbaijani and English punctuations, and we should teach it to our students as well. We should teach sentence structures and grammatical rules step by step again. As I mentioned before, there are great differences between, for example, verb and subject, the place of verb and subject in English and in Azerbaijani, and it's the main challenge for our university students. We should start from short tasks like writing a podcast, an email, or letter to a friend. Can be interesting for beginner and elementary students. We should use reading as a main model, and we should work on this reading. As I said, I teach reading and writing tasks together, because it helps students to improve these both skills together as well. And at the end, we should practice all 4 skills together during the teaching process. As an English teacher, and it can be difficult to teach English to our students, so we should work carefully on our students. We should improve their all skills together. We should make them to understand how important to learn English to their daily life and to their future life. And it will help them for their future career as well. And if they understand it, if they are able to understand it, they will be a good learners for us.